All right, Steelers Nation, JB412 here to give you guys my Steelers Seahawks Sunday night football preview. And as you guys know, man, we always start off with the injury report, and then we will move into the keys to the game for the Steelers. And I'll talk about some of the things they need to execute on the field for us to have success and for us to continue this winning streak. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the injury report and not waste any more time. Ben Roethlisberger still having the pectoral hip issues, and he did not practice Wednesday. Now, I will say this. I'm not sure if him not practicing Wednesday is 100% due to the injury or if it's just a veteran day, but it has not been marked as such. I assume, though, Ben will be ready to go Sunday night. And honestly, he's obviously banged up coming into this game, but I definitely think he will be able to make an impact from the quarterback position as he did last week. As long as the offensive line continues to improve, there shouldn't be any issues there. And but let's move on to Melvin Ingram, the third linebacker, not injury related, did not practice Wednesday. And I should have mentioned that. All these are from Wednesday, as right now it is 1:03 p.m. on Thursday, and Thursday's practice has not been listed as of yet. So we will update that on Sunday morning when we do Good Steelers Morning, and you guys can tune into that at 11 o'clock a.m. on Sunday. Not sure who's going to be a guest on there yet, but we will do an update as far as injuries go. Juju Smith-Schuster listed for shoulder, did not practice. Obviously, he's out for the season. Prayers to Juju. Definitely had a very emotional video come out recently. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up on Twitter. In fact, the official Steelers Twitter posted it themselves. So Trey Turner, guard, not injury related, did not practice. Chase Claypool, who we're going to definitely need in this game, hamstring, limited practice. I don't think that'll be an issue. James Washington, still suffering the groin injury, which, not to laugh about it, but it just seems to be a common theme for this team is these groin injuries. But he had limited practice on Wednesday. Carlos Davis, knee, limited practice. Cameron Hayward, neck, limited practice. I don't think that'll be too big of a deal going forward, though. Cameron Sutton also suffered a groin injury, but he did have full practice on Wednesday. And Devin Bush, who is listed for groin as well, full practice on Wednesday. So it's not looking too bad for the Steelers, man. In comparison to previous weeks, I think we're in good shape. And again, Ben Roethlisberger, I think he'll be just fine. I'm pretty sure that's probably just a veteran day to take off and just to rest up a little bit. Losing Juju Smith-Schuster, we'll have to see how much of an impact that's going to be. I know a lot of people think it's going to play a role, but I believe in Chase Claypool, and we saw a little bit of what he's capable of doing last week. So I expect him to step up in a major way. And with James Washington potentially coming back this weekend as well, that could prove to be very fruitful. So it is not all bad for the Steelers. Moving on to the Seattle Seahawks, they have a few injuries themselves. And by a few, I actually mean a lot. Their tackle, Brown, is a resting veteran, did not practice. So in fact, that's not even considered an injury. Gabe Jackson, same situation there. Damian Lewis, their guard, illness, did not practice. I expect him to be back this Sunday. Chris Carson, running back, neck, did not practice. Dunlap, Carlos Dunlap, the linebacker, resting veteran. Bobby Wagner, knee, did not practice. That could potentially be bad news for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, which has been a very popular discussion in the last week or so. His right finger, as you guys know, he had surgery on that. He did not practice, obviously. At least that's what it said. But I did read an article this morning that actually contradicts that. It says Wilson was still on the field when practice ended and media was allowed to back out. And so pretty much Wilson is still out there practicing with the team in a very limited role, obviously. But they have not put him on IR. Now, of course, this article is from yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know what's changed between then and now, but Wilson is not on the IR. I obviously do not expect him to play Sunday night. And Geno Smith should be the guy that the Steelers are preparing for as far as quarterback goes. But I just had to mention that. I thought that was interesting that Russell Wilson not on IR and still out there practicing with his team in some capacity. Moving on, though, center Kyle Fuller, illness, limited practice. I don't think that'll be a long-term issue. Penny Hart, wide receiver, knee, limited practice. Darrell Taylor, defensive end, ankle, limited practice. And DK Metcalf, wide receiver, foot, limited practice. So, for the Seahawks, not a lot of long-term injuries outside of Russell Wilson. So, we will be playing a fairly healthy Seahawks to an extent. And obviously, the biggest one being Russell Wilson and Geno Smith how's Geno Smith going to... What kind of Geno Smith are we going to see Sunday night is what I'm trying to say. And that awaits to be seen. So let's go ahead. Let's get right into talking about the keys to the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's very simple. According to lineups.com, the Seahawks defensively are currently ranked 22 in the league. So, I mean, it's no secret the defense for the Seahawks is not that great. And the Steelers are going to have to do what they did last week, which is get the run game going. So, Najee Harris is going to play a significant role in this game. And I honestly think he's going to continue to play a significant role throughout the rest of this season. But, and I feel like a broken record at this point, the Steelers need to get Freiermuth going. The middle of the field needs to be attacked a lot more. Last week was great. We saw some great offense from this Steelers offense. However, there's still a lot of areas that need to be worked on, and I hope that somebody on this team is, paying attention to this. Not specifically my video, but I mean in general, because if I'm seeing this, I'm sure they are. We have to target the middle of the field. We haven't done a very good job at that at all this season. And with a tight end like Freiermuth on this roster, it is criminal that we haven't got him involved more. And if you want me to be completely honest, I don't know the extent of Juju in previous weeks as far as his health and his injury status is, because he hasn't looked 100% for weeks prior to the big injury, the shoulder injury. And Chase Claypool moving into that position last Sunday really proved and showed a lot. We saw what Claypool was able to do. So if we can get the middle of the field going, we can start doing some more slant routes, targeting the middle of the field with Freiermuth. In addition to getting the running game open, you have Chase Claypool out there with Deontay Johnson on the opposite side. I mean, it's against this defense. It's a very simple concept for the Steelers to follow. Defensively, we got to be better in the defensive back situation. And with Sutton coming back, that should, if he's coming back, I should say, because it is early. It's still early in the week. At the time of this recording. But if we get Sutton back and we do a much better job at pressuring the quarterback, specifically Geno Smith, the Steelers shouldn't have any problem this week. And Sunday night should be a win if the Steelers are able to execute on everything that I've mentioned. So once again, you got to pressure the quarterback and try to cause turnovers. And as far as the offense goes, you got to do what you did last week, but kind of build upon that. If the Steelers do that, we should be able to come out with a win. That said, man, Very simple preview for this week. I will be streaming Sunday night, and I hope to see you guys all there. But until then, man, go Steelers, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Go dummy, go beast on 'em. I go beast.